I started the company in 2004 after the birth of my third child. I had always carried my children in sling carriers, but after his birth, I wanted a carrier that really reflected my personality, and I saw my wrap as a canvas to decorate. I hand-dyed my carrier and appliqued the center, decorated it with fabric, and began selling them to other moms. After about a year, the demand for our carriers outgrew my ability to sew them at home and dye them at home. I sampled over 100 fabrics until I found the ones that worked best for the carriers I was trying to create. And I found an artist in Bali to work with. We worked together to design some beautiful, unique fabrics for our wraparound baby carriers. And she hand dyes them, batiks them for me. And many of the stamps and designs are created exclusively for GypsyMama and for the Rhapsody baby carriers. I want to support families and caregivers in nourishing their children's mind, body, and spirit by offering them beautiful, comfortable carriers. With wraparound carriers, the weight is distributed across the torso and hips, and the baby shares a center of gravity with the caregiver so that they're extremely comfortable. And the baby can be involved in the parent's day-to-day activities while the parent goes about their life. And this is wonderful for the babies and for the caregivers also. Research has shown time and again that babies who are carried are smarter, happier, and healthier due to the constant touch, nourishment, and involvement in the everyday world. Baby wearing is the keystone of my parenting. It has shaped the way that I've raised my children, and I'm extremely grateful that this company has allowed me to be at home with my kids while still providing for them as a single mother. The support of our friends, of our family, and especially of our customers has been wonderful. And knowing that GypsyMama has a high-quality product to offer to people is tremendously rewarding for me. Let's talk a little bit about the anatomy of your Rhapsody baby carrier. Although it is one long continuous cloth, there are different parts of the wrap that we'll be referring to as we go through these instructional videos. The first piece that you'll hear us talking about is the center of your wrap. The easiest way to find the center is to put the ends of the wrap together and trace the fabric up to the middle, where you'll find a label marking the center of your wrap. Other parts that we'll discuss are the rails of the wrap, which are the top and bottom edges. This edge is the top rail, and this edge is the bottom rail. You'll hear us talk about the tails of the wrap. When you've wrapped the carrier around you, there are pieces hanging down. This is the tail of the wrap right now. Additionally, you'll hear us discussing the body of the wrap. The body of the wrap is the space between the two rails that you can adjust as you're tying on your baby. And that, in a nutshell, is the anatomy of your Rhapsody baby carrier. More important than any safety instructions are your own intuition and common sense. If at any time you feel that your baby is unsafe, uncomfortable, or improperly secured, unwrap and try again. The safety of your baby is your responsibility, and it is important to continue to attend to him or her while using your wraparound baby carrier. Trust your instincts. If you feel that the baby is not wrapped securely, refer back to the instructions and try again. Not all carrying styles or carrying positions are suited to all babies. For a list of the positions and styles that will best suit you and your child, consult the reference guide chapter on this DVD. Like almost every aspect of parenting, baby wearing takes practice. Get help from an experienced baby wearer if you are having trouble learning to use your wrap, and please keep the following safety points in mind. Most Rhapsody baby carriers are designed to carry children from their full-term birth until about 35 to 40 pounds, as long as the carrying adult and child both feel comfortable and secure. Check with your physician if you have any concerns about your physical fitness or the suitability of this carrier for yourself or your baby. If your baby has special physical needs or was born prematurely, or if you have special physical needs, please contact us for information about working with your physician or therapist when using this carrier. Never leave an infant or child unattended with the baby carrier. As with any long cloth, he may become entrapped in the fabric. Carefully check your wrap for signs of wear before each use. Choose a safe space for wrapping your baby where you will not be jostled by passers-by, tripped up on uneven ground, or otherwise interrupted. Also, be aware that carrying your baby shifts your center of gravity and may make it more difficult to see normal obstacles like uneven sidewalks or your 2-year-old's toys. Be mindful of your balance and extra vigilant in checking for obstacles and when walking on varied terrain. Bend at the knees rather than the waist when using your baby carrier. It is better ergonomics and safer for your child. When you are learning any new carrying position, ask a competent adult to spot you and double-check your work for security. Do not allow more than 6 inches of the wrap to dangle below the knot. If necessary, tuck the ends up or wrap around your waist to take up the extra. Be especially vigilant if you are near moving equipment or an open flame. Rhapsody baby carriers are not flame retardant. Be aware of your baby's body in relation to your surroundings. Shield your baby from doorways, passers-by, and other obstacles. Also, remember that when baby is up in your carrier, he can see and participate in the world in a wonderful way, but this also means he can reach things you leave on countertops, tables, and similar surfaces. Be conscious of your baby's comfort. Do not cut off your child's circulation by pulling the carrier too tightly under the arms, over the legs, or otherwise. Do not use your baby carrier while cooking. Do not use your carrier under conditions in which you would not ordinarily carry a baby, such as while using a lawnmower, chainsaw, or other power tools or equipment, while cleaning with noxious chemicals, or while you are under the influence of alcohol or drugs. Do not engage in exercise or sports where there is a risk of your baby getting struck or jostled. For example, walking with your baby in a carrier is a safe activity, but jogging is not. While you may enjoy a game of backyard croquet while carrying your baby, playing frisbee or baseball holds a high risk of injury and should not be done while baby wearing. This carrier is not a substitute for a safety seat or car seat when transporting your baby on a bicycle or in a moving vehicle. Do not cover your baby's face or force the baby into unnatural positions inside the carrier. Baby's airways are tiny. Be aware of your child's breathing patterns and ensure you are carrying him in a position similar to the one you would use in arms. And please see our special note about your baby's airway for more information. While many of these things may seem like common sense, it is important to keep them in the forefront of your mind while you're carrying your baby. Many of us have not grown up in a baby-wearing culture in which these things are learned from our parents and our grandparents, and we need to consider them when we're carrying our babies in order to ensure everyone's safety. Baby wearing is a wonderful way to nurture your baby, but baby wearing is a learned skill. Although the risk of injury is low, there are 2 important points to address regarding airway safety. The first is airflow. Do not cover your baby's face with the baby carrier, and ensure that your baby is getting a good flow of fresh oxygen at all times. Just as you would probably not want to be curled with your head beneath a blanket for long, neither does your baby. Keep the carrier open so that she is continually breathing fresh, oxygen-rich air. The second point you must consider is that your baby's airway is tiny, about as wide as a straw in a newborn infant, and his neck is not strong when he is born. Putting your baby into a position where his head is slumped or forced forward can be dangerous, as he may not have the muscle control to push his head back and open his airway. This is especially important when carrying your baby in a cradle hold. For a safe cradle hold, first, do not put a baby into a carrier with his body parallel to the long edges of your carrier. Rather, put him in at an angle so that his bottom is towards your belly and his head is away from your body. Also, do not allow him to curl deep into the pouch. At all times in this position, you should be able to see your baby's face without lifting the cloth, and you should be able to slip an adult thumb comfortably between his chin and his chest. If your baby's breathing seems labored, reposition him or switch to an upright heart-to-heart carry. When learning anything new, it is helpful to be relaxed. This is true of baby wearing too. For greatest success with your Rhapsody baby carrier, start when you and your baby are well rested and recently fed. Find a time when you are unhurried and you have a friend or partner to check your work or offer feedback. Some babies take a minute or two to settle into the carrier. Sway or rock your baby back and forth, or walk about while speaking reassuringly to your child. Many babies settle quickly when you press your cheek or jaw gently against their head and hum in low tones. The vibrations settle them. Older children can especially enjoy seeing the world. As they get used to the sensation of the carrier, it can be helpful to take them for a short walk or do an outdoor activity that you both enjoy. Your child may at first feel unused to the firm support of your carrier. If this is the case, it may be helpful to first tie the carrier on loosely and carry your baby in your arms with the carrier over him. Do not rely on the support of the carrier while you are using this technique, but rather consider it a time to familiarize your child with the idea that the cloth will support him safely. If you or your child get frustrated while you are learning, it may be helpful to try again a bit later in the day or wait until the next day to try again. Like any other aspect of parenting, whether it's diapering, feeding, burping, or even teaching your child to brush his teeth, baby wearing may take practice, and the end result, you and your child enjoying the world together, is well worth the learning. There are 7 basic holds for carrying babies on the front. These holds can be used with most of the front carrying techniques you'll see outlined in this video. For a complete outline of which holds will work with which carrying techniques, see the reference guide at the beginning of this DVD. The basic holds are the following. You'll find most illustrated during the Basic X segment. The burp hold keeps your newborn or small infant high on your shoulder, possibly reducing tummy discomfort. The cradle hold lets your baby recline comfortably in the fold of the carrier. The semi-recline is similar, but your baby is held more upright so he can see the world but still cuddle into your neck. The heart-to-heart position can be used legs in with a tiny baby or legs straddling you with your child through preschool age. The hip carries can be used either for reclining small babies beside you or holding your seated baby at your hip. The Joey hold points your baby out at the world but keeps her legs tucked up comfortably in the wrap. And the superhero hold is a similar carry for babies who want to stretch out more. At GypsyMama LLC, we believe that front-facing carries are best used for short periods of time. Most babies will need to cuddle in with mom after a while to take a break from the stimuli around them. Start by holding the fabric by the top edge with the center of the wrap at the center of your back and take it forward under your arms. Still working with the top edge, cross the fabric from each hip to the opposite shoulders, forming a basic X across your chest. Take up any slack, using your hands to feel where the fabric will support your baby. Reach behind you and pull the fabric forward so that it makes an X at your back. Take care not to twist the fabric.